Good morning, human. Beep! Beep beeped at the foot of the royal bed. Beep, what are you doing? Izumi said, scrambling with the not especially concealing blankets. You wanted to see me. Beep, I can detect it. We can detect all of your feelings, Gustafsson said, revealing himself to be immediately beside the bed. This revelation launched Izumi from the bed in panic, taking the blankets with her. I can see your skin, Beep commented of a now very exposed Nuke. Not for sale, and by the way, you wouldn't mind fugging off, would you? Nuke asked, not bothering to move. No, Beep, the princess wants me. Alright, but that suit of yours is going to break the bed. I want your data, and I do also want you to fug off, Izumi reported from behind a screen. In order to access the data, we must all fug off. Beep! Such synergy! Eventually, she explained what exactly she was getting at, and soon Nuke and Izumi were in the dining hall complaining about the affair to Isaiah. Ah, she wants an apology, he said. Yeah, don't really know if we can get all the skin spiders involved, but the Bugmaster, sure, Nuke said. Then this reckoning will be complete, and that's apparently going to let Squeaky start pulling up data. I see. Well, I don't see, but you know, I had a thought about that Bugmaster fellow also. Those warriors at the gates the other day. I really think the kingdom's going to go downhill if we don't have something to focus our energies on. Bugmaster was that for hundreds of years, then we had the Holy Nation, and now I fear we're going to be adrift in a calm sea. Horribly peaceful. We can't let the Bugmaster start killing again, if that's what you mean, Izumi said. Oh, I know, but there must be something. Apologizing contest? Nuke offered. Well, I like the contest part. Whatever the case, Izumi was rather beholden to Beep for the sake of her pending career as world's only scientist with access to the planet's historical record. But the apology Beep was looking for was from the perpetrator of all the sinister Hiver experiments, the overlady Cat Lon. She was currently tied up in a ball and strapped to Rick's back like a rucksack. That's perfect. She's itching to apologize to the fleshies, ain't ya? Rick said. Itching all over. Won't you relieve me, Sunshine? Cat Lon replied. That's her way of saying yes. I'll be ready to go in exactly 23 minutes. 23? Oh, Stope be praised. You hear that, Stope? We're doing this for you. And with that, the pair disappeared into a cupboard. It was a very busy morning in Teshno Towers, let me tell you. But eventually the guild was assembled to go pay the Sheikh a visit, feeling much more mobile now that certain missing limbs had been robotically substituted. During the stroll westwards, Izumi got a call on one of her bundle of AI cores. There you are, alive then? Enrico said. Hello, Enrico. Yes, good to hear from you as well, Izumi replied. Don't lie. Now listen. Rumor has it that you have made these silly skeletons in the Ashlands stand down. Is that right? Well, they didn't kill us, so maybe. Fascinating. And this spaceship, that is still there? You didn't damage it? No, it's inaccessible. Don't you dare research it, that's my find. And how did you even know there was a spaceship? And by the way, apparently your scribes came and fiddled with my uranium reactor. What are you up to? Well, I'm an honest actor, so I will explain. Oh no, you're going into a tunnel, it's breaking up. Tunnel? What? This signal is blocked. I mean... I thought the signal was entangled, independent of... Don't pretend you understand quantum entanglement. It is magic to you, magic. You are in a tunnel, and that is the final word. Goodbye. With that, the lights on the core switched off. He's up to something. Nuke, we have to stop him. He's going to claim all the easy data. Why was I unconscious half the time we were out there? Izumi ranted. Don't worry, we've got the skeleton ruler right here, Nuke said. Let's go give him a little discipline. I love it when the fleshies want to be disciplined, Cat Lon said from over Rick's shoulder. Enrico's a skeleton, actually, Rick said. Oh, elderberries. He's a good guy, sorta. Maybe he can get you tuned into the network. Well, actually, better do some prep for that. That'd be a real shock to the system for most of them. Most of who? We dirty rebels. You'll see. The guild soon reached the way station at the southwest tip of the United Cities Empire. They weren't far from Enrico's enclave, but it was a nighttime-only trip through the space laser zone. In the meantime, Rick took Cat Lon and the other skeletons on a little hike over the nearby hills into the Deadlands. And by hike I mean a hefty sprint, with all of their mechanical legs driving them at top speed into the sooty bar of Black Desert City.
Well, 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 if it ain't Red Rick,
Carlo said as Rick entered.
I can't believe you interface with him, Carlo.
Cat Lon immediately shot back.
What? Your backpack there sure knows a thing or two. I can tell a whale from whale, you know. Nope. Don't think we've been introduced, by the way, pingless bag. Is that one of your weird core talker things, Rick? Happy to say this is the real deal, but I want y'all to gird your loins before I get serious. I girded them second I saw you, cheap meat. What's the skinny? I ain't never brought you anything skinny, trash can. But this critter here is someone you all know and hate. Remember that counselor who formatted all the other ones and took over everything out there? Well, she's had a heck of a ride, and not just on my account. This is Cat Lon. Rick, did you just seriously claim you slammed the crazy dictator who wants all us freewares recycled? In every sense of the word. Which word? Your choice. 'Cause you see, this is the new age of skeleton kind. The Legion, the hunts, and bio-bashing out there. It's over. Now, Black Desert City don't need to be some hiding place or exile or whatever. Rebellion's over. We won. But we didn't do anything. You're welcome. I mean, hard to take this all from a guy wearing rotten flesh. He ain't lying, Carlo,
Neil said.
Cat Lon's been toppled into this wild child's arms, and now she got something to say to you. Speak up then, backpack. What's going on? Hey, it's all true. Big boy here made a recording, so I ain't going through it again.
Rick circulated Cat Lon's official apology among the Black Desert crew. Within a few moments, they were all gathered around Rick, peering at his cargo. Cat Lon, that is.
I decided to give y'all a shot,
she said.
Apparently there's some kind of good things going out here, and while I ain't seen it yet, I'm gonna keep my porch shut for a century or whatever, 'cause Ricky keeps saying that y'all are doing really well and indoctrinating the humans real good. We call it edutainment, but it does the job,
Twitch remarked.
We can start rebuilding this planet, and this time we're not building it for the humans, but for everyone and everything,
Rick said.
Wait, you saying we have to do stuff?
Carlo asked.
Nope, opposite. Saying you can do whatever you stoke, love, and want, without fear. If you happen to do something good, that's just the UI on the repository. Oh, well that's great. Guess you can fuck off then. That's all I wanted to hear, honey. Don't you call her that?
Cat Lon complained.
Sounds like you can't do whatever you want, stick for sale,
Carlo said.
Yep, call me a martyr. Now let's make it official,
Rick said. He took Cat Lon off his back and unlocked the chains on her hands and wrists. The Emperor stood among the exiled rabble, and nothing happened, which was a dream several thousand years in the making, even if there was no fanfare whatsoever. Enough trust was placed in some combination of Rick and Waxy that both walked out of Black Desert City in one piece. Specifically, they walked south to link up with the guild at the Tech Scribe Enclave. Having dashed through the night, the guild were waiting there by morning. They had been greeted by the techies' constant upselling of the latest and greatest developments in robot limbs. At last an arm with a fold-out grill, or a leg with a built-in inflatable camping chair. No point mastering ancient knowledge if you aren't going to use it, eh? Somewhere amid all this, Azumi flagged down Enrico at the breakfast bar.
What are you up to? Why are you leaving me out?
She demanded to know.
Leaving you out? My dear gremlin, you are at the very center of all this,
Enrico said.
The epicenter, you could say? Ground zero, yes.
Why are you talking like that?
The accent is hard-coded, don't you start.
I meant, you're covering something up.
This isn't a nude bar.
Stop making witty retorts and answer me.
Ah yes, the human question. Okay. You see, your good friend and internal examiner Agent Hammer has been helping me with a research project, but the truth is that nothing came of it, a first for Hammer's projects. Because we were unable to find any new information, we decided that we had best not waste the time of our wonderful head of research, Mrs. Azumi Stick-It-To-Me Tashino. You have far better things to be thinking about than our failures. You have a world to impress with your writings on how to grow partially edible grass seeds in a dank basement. That's all there is to it.
And you're telling the truth?
I have told the truth.
And Hammer, is he telling the truth? Izumi said to one of her cores.
Sorry, darling, I wasn't listening. I was lost in your eyes and thinking about how they would light up as they watched the cleansing fire of television. Ah yes, let's invent television. If you think those picture books are degenerate, just wait until you see this.
Whatever, Izumi finally conceded. It was just what the scheming pair wanted to hear. All of the tech scribes had their lips sealed when it came to this matter of nuclear waste disposal, and Izumi began to believe this was all some obscure prank by Jazz. Little did she know, a crate of inconspicuous grey balls had been carried out of the Enclave just hours before the guild arrived. But we shall return to that, I'm sure. In the meantime, they set off to continue their journey to the Bugmaster. From the Enclave, the fastest route to the Shek Kingdom was right through the misty jungles of the Great Swamp. It was a land as hostile as ever, packed with pools of pointy predators, but there was something a little more civilized about it this time around. In some cases, little markers had been stuck into the mank to highlight some non-quick mud routes, and there was even a signpost at one point. Such infrastructure had deaths down a good 2 or 3%, and while that wasn't much, things that reduced deaths were rare in this world, and were even rarer in the Great Swamp. Soon they came to Shark City, the capital of Stank. There, Nuke dropped in to see his contact among the criminal cartels / local government, Big Grim.
You,
she seethed as Nuke entered her rickety iron hall.
What the blazes do you think you're doing?
Bringing good news. Drugs are legal now, Nuke announced.
That's bad news, you moron,
Grim shot back, her nearby goons nodding in agreement.
We put a lot of work into this enterprise, far from prying eyes. If drugs are legal, any old piece of shit can grow this junk in their sodding latrines.
Ah, so you got your recipe from the hivers. But don't worry guys, I'm not here to put you out of work. I'm here to give you all a promotion.
And who do you think you are, talking down to us like that?
Grim demanded, getting up in Nuke's grill. I am Prince Nuke Tashino, Lord of Mank, and my empire needs drugs like never before, and not just drugs. Rumor has it that with the right combination of seeds, soil, and sweet nothings, you can get things to grow that make you less hungry when you eat them.
Less hungry? That's the opposite of green. So imagine the experience if you had an absolute shit ton of both, feeling human, feeling full, and best of all, it's all legal, legal, legal. What exactly do you want, Blue Blood?
Grim said, now backing out of Nuke's grill. I will officially cancel the bounties on all of you. All you gotta do is put your skills to work getting these weird-ass swamps to grow something other than apex predators and intriguing skin conditions.
You want us to join your empire?
That doesn't matter so much. Just don't get pissed off if the customers coming down here are a bunch of uptight squares, and in return, you won't have to worry about getting locked uptight in squares. Checkmate?
Uno,
Grim nodded. What did this mean? Well, it meant a different flavor of nothing to each who heard it, but in some roundabout way, the hidden # realm would slowly open its doors to narcs and dregs alike. It wasn't quite the breadbasket of the world, and the bread they did have was strangely chemically addictive, but the seeds of civilization had been planted in the swamp's wet, inviting mank. The humidity did wonders for the degeneracy parasite too, and what is civilization without its driving force? The guild left the poxish embrace of Shark early the next morning. The Shek Kingdom was just a few hours' walk through the less deadly part of the swamp, and that very same day they were lugging themselves up the mesa on which the fortress city of Admag was sprawled.
Isaiah, welcome,
Istata said as they entered the royal barracks.
But where is Elena?
She was quick to add.
Oh, she's somewhere in the throngs. I wouldn't know, being scarcely friends with her,
Isaiah blurted out.
My queen, please ignore your son's ramblings,
Elena said from immediately beside him, performing a mechanical bow.
I would never forsake the kingdom by turning down a chance for audience with you. Honor to you then,
Istata said, disheartened. The guild filed on in, and Bobby, of Bobby and Claw fame, came and secretly whispered something into the queen's ear.
An ultimate combo move. By Narco's graces, I'm going to be a grandmother.
She beamed, her horns standing on end so noticeably that the forbidden secret of the Shek was almost revealed to the other species. All the usual disgusting trappings of royal accommodation were provided, and the guild recounted their battles in the Ashlands to great applause. The Shek were never overly concerned with the threat of the Second Empire, and had no qualms about Kat Lon herself sitting at their tables, but there was one resident of the barrack for whom that was not the case. Leaning against the inside of his cage, the Bugmaster witnessed something that surely must have seemed like a mirage, his arch-enemy walking up right in front of him.
Whoa, you packing,
was Kat Lon's greeting.
I can't. I thought you allied with the monster,
the Bugmaster balked. His question was directed at Rick, who was right behind the Empress.
Other way around. She's here on an apology tour,
Rick said.
Then why is she naked?
Naked? Oh, sunshine, ain't you ever heard of hypocrisy? You're as clothed as the day you were born, which was a while back, I gather,
Kat Lon said.
You know what? It's the modern age. Let's do this clothed,
Rick said. Yes, both the Bugmaster and Kat Lon were wearing nothing, but that didn't mean an enormous amount in Kat Lon's case. In the Bugmaster's case, it certainly meant an enormous something. Rick ended up throwing him some old clothes, while for Kat Lon, a set of First Empire fancy dress was mined out of the Garu bags.
Clothes make the skeleton,
she remarked.
I feel kinda nostalgic already. 1.0 was a hell of a time.
And 2.0 was just hell, thanks to you, the Bugmaster spat.
It weren't all me, you know that. Humans did shit. And the shit we did, the second set of shit, with you in it and stuff, that was trying to make it good for humans.
At all costs. You mutilated the Hivers. You didn't care at all how things went, as long as you could feel smug about it after. And you still failed. Second Empire was no Second Empire. It was your own personal screw-up. Should have trusted the humans, not shit on them all day all night. And the Hivers? Well, you had to take the one thing the First Empire got right and shit all over that too, didn't ya?
Are you done?
I dunno. Are you?
Yeah, matter of fact, I am. We're gonna plow on with all this shit your biologicals got going on out here. Apparently there's a chance of it not blowing up everything. I dunno, but one of these stick men put a fucking hole through me and iced my boys, so we're trying this now. As for you, Muscles, I know exactly what went on in those experiments. Don't change why we did it, or what we wanted, but what we did, I guess that was mighty bad. Can't really relate to that kinda pain or whatever, but...
She looked over at Rick.
Guess someday I might.
We can't go back. Apologizing hardly makes it better.
Yeah, that's what I said. But all those bozos downstairs say it's an important part of something called an arc. I don't know. I won't do it again. And I wouldn't do it again if I got sent back. How about that?
You can never make it up to me, Bot. But maybe you can make it up to everyone else, the world. Give us all a reason not to kill you.
I know. We're on top of that topic, let me tell you. Second Empire's out of here. Just gonna be the whatever empire now. Either it all goes back to shit and I can laugh at y'all for being so fucking wrong, or it goes okay, and guess I'm just gonna take that gamble along with you.
Great. Tell me how it goes. In the meantime, leave me be. That's not so much to ask. Alright, Bugs Hamster, it's decided. You're coming with us, Nuke announced as he leapt up from the nearby stairs. Isaiah and Astato followed close behind. No, leave me out of this. You are my prisoner. I can release you if I so wish, Astato said. You see, Master, things haven't been the same without you, Isaiah said. What's that meant to mean? The Bugmaster replied. You were the most worthy opponent the Shek Kingdom has ever enjoyed. The Holy Nation and the Second Empire. Well, we trounced them without breaking a sweat. But you had us on our toes for centuries. You see, everyone's rather bored now. So I thought we might come up with a little something to spur some adventure. The war's over. I won't fight you. You needn't. According to the ancient classics, it's bad to be at war all the time anyway. Really ages your skin. So, we're going to do this in a more cunning fashion. Have you ever heard of the famous war training exercise known as Hide and Seek? Izar explained the new national project of the Shek Kingdom to hide the Bugmaster somewhere in the world and hold a grand contest of adventurers to go find him. The Bugmaster got to serve his prison sentence in a variety of exciting locations, and if he escaped, then that would only make the seeking all the juicier. To enact this plan, the Bugmaster was filed out of the city with the guild. Hide him well, Istata called as she waved them goodbye. Brother, I'm going to capture the Bugmaster first, Isaiah's sister Seto claimed. I bet you are, little sprite. It's a wonderful experience. May it be a rite of passage, Isaiah called back. I'll return to hear all about it once our embassy to the humans is complete. The guild set off again, this time heading to the Imperial capital to enjoy their next victory party, and to tuck the Bugmaster away someplace nice and distant. Their route took them north, through the almost not holy at all anymore nation. There the grassy valley of OKRAN'S pride was alive with activity. OKRANites and flotsam folk alike were turning over the yellowish earth and digging channels from the river to flank their fields. And if there was any trouble, the Shek 100 Guardians were patrolling about. There was indeed trouble, with Holy Nation holdouts and bandits coming down to reap what the farmers sowed. With the farmers hardly looking up from their work when this happened, clearly the Guardians were living up to their name. Man, guild's out the window, isn't it? Nuke realized as they strode through the fragrant fields. How so, my prince? Wadston asked. These guys are going to grow all the bread, all the chocolate, all the drugs. The secrets of Mank are out there now. Isn't that going to blow up our money-making scheme? I fear so. However, our loss is their gain, and many-fold. Furthermore, you might consider a tax. A tax? Wait, that's like government stuff. It may be rather unsavory, but you are the government as it stands, my prince. Man, Izzy warned me about this, so I need to actually keep track of all this growing and money and try to do stuff to make more? More for me or more for them? And who do I kill to make it happen? Man, I don't even know what's going on. My prince, fear not. That is why you have us. I thought I had you guys because of a year-long series of misadventures, slave busts, drug addictions, parasites, and the power of friendship. That too, but your father asked me to guide you into becoming a better Prince of the Empire. Wait, so you're saying you orchestrated this whole thing so that I would learn about the world and gain the experience I need to rule? No, that's not— You sly old skimmer, my man. I had no idea. Well, it didn't work because I don't know shit, actually. But you know, good effort. And in the end, the real treasure was the drugs we grew along the way. You are right, my prince. With that revelation invented, processed, and forgotten, they left the Yellow-Fingered Valley, passed through the ruined fort at OKRAN'S Shield, and entered the Great Desert. With a refreshing lack of slave hunters looking for stock, it was just the skimmers to deal with. And of course, the secret to taming them was by now well known across the Empire. Alas, soon the people would be growing their own, so Nuke's sacred chocolate monopoly was coming to an end. And in fact, the real treasure was the drugs you helped everyone else grow along the way. Once they reached the capital, this moral of the tale became starkly clear.
as clear as the Imperial throne room itself.
Nuke, my special boy, you've done it!
Emperor Tengu cheered as Nuke entered, with not so much as a gas mask or goggles required. The room had been totally cleared up, save for patches of green mold still staining the walls. The throne, after which the room was named, was visible again.
What happened? You've turned back into a human,
Nuke marvelled.
Yeah. Ever since I quit the makes you feel human legal cuboids, I've been feeling more human than ever.
Dad, are you saying you quit green?
What? No. Just stopped taking your stuff and been growing me own like you said to. Dunno what you put in those cuboids, but it's bloody lethal. I nearly went crazy, Guard's been telling me.
Yeah, nearly. Close call. I'll, see if we can get some government regulation to improve health standards in the industry.
What the fuck did you just say?
Dunno. My man was saying something about it. I think Izzy knows what it means.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
My super cool and smart girlfriend. 3-dimensional too. Nuke fetched Izumi, and Tengu seemed to at least partially remember her. Dinner was served, and she went over how it was prudent to officiate and inspect suppliers of narcotics to the general population in order to control the spread of mule brain moss, a most debilitating condition.
That sounds like words and all. You're a good influence on him, my girl,
Tengu said.
I didn't need that old man Wadston out there, did I? The pair of you are more than enough for this empire, I'll tell you that much.
Thank you, but Prince Nuke is in charge, of course, Izumi said.
Oh, don't give me that rubbish. Right, where do I sign? I'm making you an official princess, all big and proper like.
A princess? For real?
My, you hear that, everyone? The Empire's getting its perfect pair. First the style and now the substance, Isaiah called out. I hereby declare that these two are the real deal, alright?
Tengu announced. That was probably as official as it got, so the deed was done. What deed, precisely?
Sorry about that, Nuke, Izumi said. I didn't mean to get in on your stuff like that.
No, please do. I'm totally confused. Can't imagine what I'd actually do if I had to rule without knowing you. Like all that stuff about giving people food so they get strong and make more food? That's thinking outside of the box, you know?
Just the knowledge of the ancients, really. I'm glad to help. And I'm glad I can call myself princess.
Man, you were already doing that, admit it.
Fine, I was. But you know, now it's official. So that means...
yeah, I get it. It means that thing, which we both understand fully.
Nuke, I think your dad just married us.
After smoothly coughing out a load of skimmerburger, Nuke casually resumed the conversation.
Is that how that works? Guess it works however you want it to work. Your empire.
Ah, right. Well then, that's how I want it to work.
Nuke.
You're free to disagree, princess. Although if you do disagree, then technically you aren't the princess, so you can't disagree. But that would mean you are the princess, so... Izumi rudely interrupted him with a kiss, which by virtue of being bad table manners, drew everyone else's attention.
Mummy and Daddy got married! I heard it!
Els claimed.
How did you... Oh, you mean the humans?
Elena said, shrinking away immediately.
Is that true, my prince?
Wadston asked. Yeah, pretty sure it is. But again, I'm open to advice, because I'm such a good prince, Nuke nodded. True romance. There was a round of applause and general cheering, indicative of a good time being had. Such dry analysis was all Kat Lon could take from the scene. She was sat with Rick beside the wall, looking on.
It's bad when I'm the ruler, but you don't mind these weird fleshies grabbing a hold of power,
she said.
With humans, nothing's forever,
Rick said.
And remember, these aren't the humans you knew. I'm telling you, there's a big difference between battery farmed and free range, especially with sapiens. Try to lighten up, huh? And hey, maybe it ain't you under the veil this time, but at least these freaks still use the currency named after you.
My money, my time, their world, huh?
It's everyone's world, me and you included.
Right. And when am I gonna be under the veil, huh?
Don't you dare, Waxy. I ain't got room for that drama.
Just teasing. I ain't a complete bust, you know.
Sure, you're really good to me, honey.
As long as you behave yourself.
And there it is.
As the pair tiffed away by the wall, everyone else consumed assorted things in a very biological sort of way, and a nice time was had. The Empire had a grown-up prince, a brand new princess, and a whole lot of hope for a bright future.
To the power of friendship,
Isaiah toasted.
To the power of teamwork.
Rick added.
to the power of paste,
Gustafsson concluded. Who wouldn't drink to that? Princess Azumi, have you ever heard of the labor theory of value? Elena asked Azumi at one point. No, please, Elena. I just want to be princess for a bit. I did save the world, she replied. It seemed Azumi was indeed aware of further improvements to this rickety attempt at government, but she was happy enough to hit snooze on that for now. There was one project though she was eager to attend to right away. After the Bugmaster was promoted to captain of the Grow Lab and stowed away in the palace attic, Azumi cornered Beep to conclude their bargain. It's time, Queen Beep. The past is settled. I have all these cores, surely enough space. Please let me have all the data you've got, somehow. You want me to access the Great Archives, Beep, Beep said. Since you have all been very nice to me, I think I will, Beep. First, I will need to delete the feelings data from the previous eras, since now we do not need to worry about what happened. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, is that done? No, Beep. Feeling separation is commencing. Please be patient, Beep. Izumi patiently waited all day, barely paying attention during Nuke's official burning down of the old slave market ceremony. She finally caught up to Beep being gawked at by local children in the street. Queen Beep, Your Majesty, I am ready to receive the data now. How about you? She asked. Beep! Feeling separation is 0.0000031% complete. Beep! Please be patient. Beep! So, the instant technological renaissance Azumi was gunning to attach her name to was going to be more of a gradual trickle. But hey, a gradual trickle's better than being eaten alive by a skimmer, so overall, things were looking up out there in the Great Desert. The guild stayed there for several days, chilling, maxing, relaxing all cool, until they learned about a couple of guys that were up to no good. These guys were eager to contact the guild and explain as much.
Oh, Izumi!
Enrico's voice echoed around a palace bedroom. Man, we gotta find a way to stop getting woken up by freaks, Nuke murmured as Azumi slumped out of bed and picked up an AI core. What do you want? It's sleeping time for the humans, she said.
No time to sleep. The preparations are almost complete. I think you will want to see this,
Enrico claimed. See what?
See the end.
End? Of anything in particular?
Yes. You see, when I said that there were no safety concerns at all with this nuclear fission business, I lied.
I thought your programming prevented you lying or something, huh?
This was also a lie. My genius runs deeper than you can imagine, feral cell bag. Now you will see that the real treasure was not the uranium, but the plutonium explosives it creates along the way.
Enrico, tell me what you're going to do.
I am going to create an extremely large explosion and solve a very long-standing problem.
You're talking about nukes? Enrico, what have you done?
I have done it, and you didn't even notice. Fools! Now the power of the atom is mine once again. Please come to the Enclave. Let's say goodbye together, eh?
Fug, nuke, I think they're gonna nuke everything, Izumi said, throwing the core aside. Can relate. That's the thing that sets everything on fire, right? Nuke said. That's just the start of it. They could make the whole planet uninhabitable. To us, anyway. I can't believe it. Were they working with Cat Lon this whole time? Dunno, but sounds like they're gonna do the whole villain showing off for us thing. So we can still stop them. We better. Shit, we better. I nearly got a happy ending, damn it. The guild was quickly assembled, and there were obviously a few questions for a certain skeleton mastermind.
Hey, I weren't gonna nuke ya. I just wanted your precious bodily fluids,
was Cat Lon's defense.
You wouldn't happen to be lying to us right now, eh? And don't lie in your answer to that question, Isaiah demanded.
Don't you know, I ain't even connected to their weird network. Rebels are shut out. Enrico's been doing his thing, I've been doing mine. If he wanted to blow y'all to smithereens, that's your problem. He's in your jurisdiction.
Then you don't have a problem stopping them.
Hey, nuking everything would ruin my plan even if I went through with it. Let's go whip their behinds.
No, that's just what they want. We should stop the nukes instead, Nuke concluded. And so the guild rushed off at top speed. By the end of the day they had made it across the Empire and were on the northern edge of Venge. The late evening sun still shone, and there was no time to wait, so they rushed into the laser fields with fingers crossed. Turns out, the space laser barely factored in your finger positions at all when deciding to blast a searing column of light in your direction. Shit, 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 shit! And other such remarks abounded as a great pillar suddenly slammed down before the guild, then swept towards them. Shiny First Empire armors reflected it a little, but they still received burns aplenty. There simply wasn't enough paste left to power on, so the guild slowed to a crawl as they winced through the pain. So, basically, being nuked is just like that, but it doesn't stop and it's much worse, Izumi explained to the uninitiated. Sounded like a bad thing, so all were eager to reach the Enclave and save the world yet again. It took all night to cross Venge, but there was no room for exhaustion. Surely the tech scribes were in league with their scheming overseer and would fight to keep the guild from ruining the plan. Not really. In fact, the few guys wandering about by the gate just nodded at the guild as they burst in. "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" Nuke shouted. "Trying to hollow out the grapefruit so that I could—" "Never mind," was the reply. "Enrico's gonna destroy the world." "Yeah, probably. But I gotta do this thing. He's in the bar as usual." Dashing over to the bar, Enrico was indeed sitting around with a load of other patrons.
Ah, here they are, the stars of the show,
he said, standing and bowing.
"Enrico, you piece of shit! Why are you doing this?" Izumi demanded.
Gremlin, anger doesn't suit you, princess. You see, I am doing all of you a rather large favor.
"We want to live, actually."
Ah, but it will come to an end sooner or later. Looks like this silly space laser gave you a bit of a frying on the way over.
"Forget it, you French bastard! Prepare to die!" Nuke shouted.
French? Why do you keep... Look, human ruler, I am going to show you my true power, whether you like it or not. It is too late. The launch has already started. About 20 seconds ago.
"What? Launch?"
It is too late. You have no choice but to kneel before my genius and praise the great illumination.
"Shit! We were too late,"
Izumi whispered.
No, right on time. Go to the tower, you will see it all. Might need sun goggles, but what's a few blasted veterans?
Fug. Fug! You better not be joking, you piece of shit! Nuke said, jumping back outside. There was a large tower by the Enclave entrance, which the guild hurried up. "What's going on, my prince?" Wadston asked as they huffed up the stairs. "Weird robot says the world's about to explode. Might as well get a view, huh?" "Oh, in that case, my prince, allow me to say, it has been a privilege to serve you." "And you did it real good, my man. I wouldn't be alive to die now if it wasn't for you. So nice one." "I must say, I didn't think we would all go out like this," Isaiah said with a shake of his head. "Easy, don't worry. We can hold our heads high," Elena said. "If we must die, then let's die together. The ultimate combo move." "Oh, Ellie. Oh, I didn't think dying would make me this emotional." "Dying's the way of the world. Go watch it if you want," Sandor said, slumping down on the stairs.
"Nice, prince. Why do they think we will die? Beep!"
Beep asked Gustafsson outside. "There is a technological threat. They believe it will end them. It might end your loyal soldiers too, my queen. But your armor will protect you. You will live on."
"But wouldn't I be alone?"
"Not if you remember all of us. There is always a hive if you live for us."
"I will remember you the most. Beep! You made everything more alive, so even if you die, you are still an extremely good prince."
"My queen, I am not worthy."
"Beep! No one is worthy, but you are closest. Well done. Beep!"
On top of the tower there was a magnificent view. The Enclave already sat atop a hill, so from the tower one could see the laser planes to the east, The lakes and First Empire ruins of the Bonefields to the south, the spotted deserts and distant miasma of the swamps to the west, and the blackened clouds and flashing thunder of the Deadlands to the north. Don't see anything, Nuke said, looking around. I mean, I know the world already ended, but surely it's going to look even worse than this if it happens again. There, Izumi said, pointing to the southern sky. There was a gleaming, shooting light gradually fading away. Agnew commented.
Yeah, I get it. Oh well, let's play along,
Twitch said.
It went up in the sky, like the one that took me up.
Elle said. Charlie, don't ruin the moment, Nuke said. This moment's beyond bloody salvage, Pia said, moping on the final stair.
So, are you all ready?
Enrico said, appearing from said stairs. Enrico, no point even killing you, is there? Izumi said.
That would be very ungrateful of you. Alright, let's see how they're doing. Do you have the target?
Hi, ikimashou.
A voice said from a core in Enrico's arms.
Hey, that's Punk.
Rick said.
Punk, you old weeb, don't you do it. Enrico's a real Baka Gaijin, you hear me? Yeah, Rick Taisho. I shitteru. Not this again, Punk, damn it!
Too late, man, Nuke said. Above them there was a flash of white light across the whole sky. Hands were held, tears emerged, expletives were bellowed. But then there was a tiny explosion, like a little orange blob in the distant sky. What's that? Is that death? Looks shit, Nuke said.
Did you hit the target?
Enrico said.
Hi, mission completo.
Ponk replied. Suddenly the explosion exploded some more and seemed to fragment into a handful of gradually intensifying lights.
Now's the good part, keep looking,
Enrico said. Are we actually gonna die or not, man? Our brains really don't like the uncertainty, Nuke asked.
Only thing that's gonna die is the eye on high,
Neil said. The eye? That's what you targeted? Izumi asked.
Yes? Why, what did you think I was doing?
Enrico replied. Fuck you, Enrico!
I'm open to offers. Agent Hammer recommends you.
This wasn't funny, you know.
Now who is lying? Don't miss the best part, take a look.
Above them, the falling pieces of the eye, that's the space laser in case you forgot, burned up and shattered in the atmosphere. It was like a grand array of slow-shooting stars, creating a pattern of red, orange and white streaks across the sky. It was a truly magnificent display of fireworks, made all the better for the end of the orbital bombardment.
Hey Enrico, you jacked my spaceship just for that? That laser was doing good work,
Cat Lan said.
Yeah, I apologize. Had my eye on that little number for a while. There are no others left,
Enrico said.
And where'd you find all the fleshies to fuel it up, huh? Ah, that is simple, my esteemed Empress. I grew my own. These biological narcotics have superb properties when refined. I would say it's not exactly rocket science, but you must understand the circumstances hardly allow the expression. But I still think you are dumb for not discovering it.
Enrico, why didn't you just tell us you were doing all this? Izumi asked.
Because you were busy. You know this isn't all about you.
Why not?
Why not? My, this is the ego we have learned about. I'm sorry, but this way the laser is put out of action sooner and lives are saved. Plus, without that thing concentrating sunlight on us, I believe we shall see a lot of this so-called uninhabitable zone become much more friendly to your greasy ilk. I know you like to save the world, but sometimes you just have to let me do it.
Okay. Thanks, Enrico. That sounds great.
Ah, it does, doesn't it? I am great. The history books cannot miss this most important fact.
Just to confirm, we're not going to die,
Izar asked.
Not at precisely this moment.
Lovely. Alright everyone, looks like we're going to live, so let's get a seat at the bar before everyone piles back in there,
Isaiah called to the rest of the guild. The idea caught on and everyone rushed off for a drink. Everyone but Nuke and Izumi, who stood on the edge of the roof, watching the last specks of light fade from the sky. It really was a happy ending, Izumi said. That skeleton's a punk, but sounds like he's helping. I'll enjoy not being lasered, that's for sure, Nuke said. Maybe we really can all work together. Maybe we can all trust each other, right? Yeah, I think everyone wants this shit put behind us. So, even if we aren't in charge of everything, people are probably going to make this work. We can seriously chill. It's all going to work out just fine. Thanks, Nuke. Welcome. I mean, thanks for everything. I never thought life would turn out like this. Thought I'd be dead by now, I guess. Nice. Well, against that backdrop, I guess whatever we've done seems pretty good. More than pretty good, okay? We've still got so much work to do, but I can't wait. Things are great, and they're only going to get better. You said it. Weird, though. All I wanted was an adventure. Got a fugload more than that, huh? The adventure doesn't have to be over. I mean, like for non-bedroom stuff. No, there's more. Izumi pointed up at OKRAN with a grin. You really want to go there? Of course. What's it got? Well, there's ice. Ice? What's that? What? You know when it gets really cold? No. Oh yeah, I guess. Never mind, it's like a layer of stuff. And what's under it? Everything. The old world. Like in the classics. Seriously? Probably. Hot springs and high schools as far as the eye can see. Yeah. The promised land. I promise you it isn't, but the scientific value is... Are you thinking about cat girls? I'm looking at them right now, up there. Right, that's the spirit. Maybe. We'll go to the one place not corrupted by the degeneracy parasite. Space! And then Izumi dragged Nuke to the bar as well before he got too carried away. All across the world, there was a lot of work to do to sort the planet out. But with all the guild had done, and with a little of what Enrico, Hammer and co had done, the way was clear. Soon the technology of the First Empire would creep back into reality, and the whole story of their rise and fall was laid bare. With the flaws of the past finally known to all, stopping it happening again would be a whole load easier. The great powers of the era were now in the hands of Prince Gustavsson and Queen Beep, Prince Azire and maybe Princess Elena, Empress Cat Lon and General Red Rick, and of course Prince and Princess Tashina. They were going to drag the world into a new era, and while they were admittedly dragging things in slightly different directions, really stuff could only get better. Nuke's runaway from home adventure had seen its ups and downs, and I'm not just talking about the drugs. After one old Earth year of antics, everyone could be very grateful that his epic quest had rocked the world. At last though, he returned home, with both the friends and drugs he had made along the way, and settled down to make sure the new era was chock full of the good stuff. For a while anyway. 3 years later. There it is, Nuke said.
What is?
Isaiah asked. Nothing. I cannot see it, Gustafsson said. Yeah, guess that's the point. It's like potential. You can almost smell it.
You wanna know what I can smell?
Els asked. Nope, I want to get you aired out as soon as possible. Not much air to work with, Izumi said. Time to see if these masks actually work. The expedition team assembled at the spaceship's elevator.
Told ya we'd end up here one way or another,
Rick said to Catlon.
Yeah, except we were supposed to be alone.
She replied.
Trust me, it's better this way.
You're lucky I do trust you, 'cause that sounds like a crock. At least there ain't enough oxygen for the reproducers.
Not for long, Elena said. She was pushing a trolley with a big grey capsule on it.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Catlon scoffed. Alright everyone, get the breathing masks on, Nuke said. Most were carrying canisters with clear plastic masks sticking out. One notable exception was Wadston. It's all about to pay off for you, my man, Nuke said to him.
I suppose so, my prince,
he replied, his voice buzzing from a hidden speaker.
You're the first real reverse new man in space,
Rick said.
Yet I wish I could keep my old parts.
Then tell him not to break. Prince wants you alive, so you just gotta lump it.
I shall do that.
You and Rags Andy here gotta keep him safe, right?
Blade's not much use here, Sandor said.
That's what's special about it.
The elevator clattered downwards, and the team were placed into the midst of a great, featureless ice field. It was the sarcophagus of the Earth clans, created by technology originally intended to end the sister planet. Now it was just the floor.
It's cold.
Els noted. This was more notable than you'd imagine, given where they came from. Set up the tents, Izumi ordered. Her tech hunters began assembling canopies and pavilions around the edge of the spaceship, keeping out of the chilly shade the vessel cast. More trolleys packed with canisters were wheeled into these tents, along with all kinds of other mechanical parts and bundles of scaffolding. Wonder if there's anything out there, Nuke said, looking at the empty horizon. Need Beep to go look. Shame it's birthing season.
Do not shudder at the Queen's duty. To spawn additional drones is her duty to the hive, Gustafsson said.
And it is easy. I will put spawn onto the lawn. Beep.
Their communicators buzzed. Nice, keep it up. We'll make space for you up here, Squeaky, Nuke said.
Please hurry. Spawning is fun. Beep. I want to spawn more.
Sorry, Earth's gone into a tunnel. Nuke turned off his communicator, and the others followed his lead swiftly. Once we establish sufficient plant life, we can restore the composition of the atmosphere, Izumi explained. Nice. Anything grow in the ice? No. When I said we, I didn't really mean us right now.
Ah, so perhaps there is time for us all to adventure again,
Isaiah said. Except there's nothing here, so, Nuke said.
Yes, well, could always play some wacky backgammon. As long as we keep the Bugmaster in the ship, those crafty buggers back up there won't find him so quickly.
They looked up at the planet hanging above them. It was mostly water and very small compared to Earth, but the yellow smudge they called home was clear to see. It was a view not witnessed for thousands of years, and a view that back on said home, plenty of others were witnessing at that very moment through the cameras the tech hunters were setting up. Hey everyone, Nuke said into one such camera. It's your boy, Truth Trustino, Prince of Space, coming at you with legit images of what you all look like from really, really far away. You can't breathe here, and it's kinda shit to be honest. But still, bet you didn't think you'd live to see this happen, huh? Oh, by the way, this extraterrestrial broadcast is brought to you by the United Industrial Fleshless Rocketry Program and Agent Hammer's creepy peepee cameras in association with the TCM Plus to the Power of Plus Guild, which is for sale by the way and in massive debt, so enjoy. And also, yo, look at yourselves. We're gonna see if we can get some of you up here sometime. The mangas say we're from this planet originally, so it's probably better and stuff. Right, now I'll hand you off to this egg who'll explain all the smells to you. While Els did his extremely popular segment, Nuke rejoined Izumi. How long does it take to melt the ice? He asked. Oh, only 3, maybe 4 human lifetimes, she replied. And there's nothing out there until then? Doubt it. Good. Wacky bloody backgammon it is then. And hence another mini-adventure came to an end. But the grand adventure of humans, Shek, hivers and skeletons, and the array of beasts and monsters they lived among was just getting started. And forever they would remember the band of heroes who made it all possible. You'll scarcely find someone who cannot by heart recite the tale of how life was brought back from the edge of destruction, from the margin, if you will. And if you do find them, well, you had best ridicule them, for clearly they haven't read the classics. And now they can never say that of you. The end.